So welcome to another episode of the Dream Car Show. Today we have got a brand new Z4 in, and we've also got an original Z4. And the argument is, which one is actually the more sensible buy? Now, me being a little bit older than Steve, I'm going for the original as being the best one to go for. And Steve?
Well, you know me, I love the new version of any car, so I'm going for the brand new Z4 M40i.
Right, okay. Well, first of all, I think we said earlier that by the time you've got this one spec'd correctly, and it is the top of the range model, you're looking at how much?
Yeah, they start about 49 grand, so once you've whacked a few extras on, you're probably somewhere between 50 and 55 grand.
55 grand, yeah. And I mean, this particular model, I say Z4, but I mean, this is a pretty special one. It is an Alpina Roadster S. And they're different, but comparable to the Z4M, really, you would say. They work slightly different ways, but, you know, ostensibly it's sort of power and stuff the same. And my argument is really that you can buy a really good sorted one of these or the Z4M for probably about 16 to 17,000 pounds and get a fantastic one for about 20, 22. And I would say you get more fun out of this than you would out of that.
Why would you get more fun?
Well, I mean,
it's the same car, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you buy a road. Why do you buy a Roadster? It's for fun, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. To feel the.
You want the wind in your
Ever decreasing locks.
Yeah. I can see it's receding there a bit. You know, I'm not sure. Actually, is it the right way around? I think I'm a bit younger than you, aren't I?
Yeah, you keep telling yourself.
A bit of grey. Anyway, yeah. So the idea of a Roadster is pure fun.
Yeah.
And especially if being a Roadster, you've got a convertible. You've got the big engine, rear-wheel drive, manual, naturally aspirated. That's the holy grail, isn't it?
Why does it have to be manual?
Well, they're obviously both cars are manual.
This is the good thing about new technology. You get ultra smooth gearboxes.
Oh, I see. So you cannot get this in manual?
No, this is coming
right. Okay.
ZF, 8-speed automatic gearbox.
But I suppose I would forgive that because at least you still get that naturally aspirated kind of kick in the back and.
Yes, it is twin turbo.
Oh, is it a twin turbo?
It's not old school turbos where you get loads of lag and it then all hell breaks loose.
Right, okay.
It's a very smooth, almost naturally aspirated kind of feel.
Right.
You get the power delivery.
Yeah, so basically it's like sliding along on a big armchair, whereas this is like you grip and hang on for dear life and you have all that adrenaline and that fun because it hasn't got so many driver aids, it's not as safe.
You do get that.
It could kill you. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just down to skill, isn't it, and not having any.
Exactly my point.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose my main argument is, I mean, yes, both these cars are utterly fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you've driven this and you've enjoyed it. I haven't driven this, but I had the M135i ZF 8-speed gearbox. I would probably say all round that was the best car I've ever owned. All round. I mean, the power and the gearbox was fantastic. And I ended up buying one of these. I suppose my argument really is this is still very comparable to the excitement you're going to get. It's different, but it's comparable. Yeah. The inside of this is a little bit like a museum.
Well, that's a little bit hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all you need. The sat-nav's hilarious.
Compared to this,
the interior on this is kind of...
There is a big difference.
This is like a sort of wobbly gin palace, where this is like a sports car.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
And I think the biggest thing in my favour, or in my argument, is we mentioned at the top about 50 grand to 55,000 pounds to get one well spec'd. And whichever way you look at it, let's talk about 3 years. 3 years of ownership. Take out running costs. What would you lose?
That's a little bit unfair because if you take out running costs, then that is going to seem like a better deal because that's going to have a higher running cost than that. Right.
Okay. Well, we'll factor that in at the end.
Factor in things like things going wrong.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know, the mileage and everything on that car.
Yeah. Fair enough. But if we just could boil it down to figures, we know on this, I would say, what would be a fair amount that you would effectively lose on this over 3 years?
I would say you're probably looking somewhere between 20 and 25 grand.
20 to 25,000 pound, and that's gone, gone,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, there is an element of luck in it. If you buy the right one and you look after it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost you too much, you don't have any major breaks. So you could get a really good one of these. Probably from 16 will be a good one.
Yeah.
20, 22, a really, really, really good one.
Yeah.
And all things being good, in 3 years' time, the way that the market's going,
That's going to be worth similar money.
you're probably looking 25 grand for a good one. So all the time you own this and you're having fun, you're actually making a bit of money. That's my argument. Whereas your 20 grand's gone on this. With this, it's still sitting on your drive. It doesn't owe you a penny. In fact, it's made you money.
I can see the point. But with that, it's much more efficient, so it's going to cost less to fuel.
Right.
You've got worry-free motoring
Yeah.
for at least 3 years, depending on the length of the warranty.
Yeah.
You know,
But the point of having a Roadster, though, is you want to feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants. Just like any minute now, the engine could blow up. Whilst I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Go and buy an E-Type then, for crying out
Oh
loud.
no, they're too common.
Oh really?
Well, the Alpinas are not common, but yeah, I mean, for the money. I mean, what's a good E-Type? You know, you need to spend that sort of money. I mean, there are other. I'm not saying if it's a like for like. If you're talking BMW and it's a Roadster, you know, and I would say there's a very big reason we've got generation 1 of the Z4 and not the second generation.
Yeah, the second one was a little bit of a run.
I think we were going to agree on that. And I think when you look at the brand new one, it's soft top.
Yeah.
It's
That's the kind of agreement, because it's obviously paired with the Toyota Supra.
yeah.
The Supra is a hard top only, and BMW
correct.
is a soft top only.
So
It's good that they've gone back to the soft top and not a folding metal roof.
yeah, because the folding metal roof on the previous generation, it was a heavy, cumbersome thing, and I think the car didn't look right when the metal roof was up, and the car itself was never like a proper sports car, was it? It was more of just a cruiser.
You looked to get one, didn't you?
I thought about it, but then the more I thought about it, well, I've got a daily car which is quite sensible, and I wanted something that was very impractical, really, and just an absolute laugh on the B roads. And looking at all the reviews and reading about it, the mid-generation one just wouldn't really give you that. Whereas this, especially in this, guys,
when you turned up, you were grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah.
Because you love driving it. And you were saying every time you go out in it, it's an event. And I think you can still get that experience with the new one.
Yeah,
it's going to cost a lot more money, but you've got all the new tech with it.
Yeah.
Mega efficient.
No, I have no argument. Joking aside, I can't wait to drive one of these because it is going to be fantastic. I suppose it depends if you're a really tight-fisted bugger.
Yeah.
And you want to save money, and you know, but you take your chances. But I don't know. That's it's a tricky one.
Well, I think we could probably do with having a little walk around and see how they compare.
Yeah, let's have a look over them. What should we look at first? The Toyota.
I knew you were going to throw that in my face.
Right, come on then. Let's have a look around these cars. Should we start off with the best one first?
So
yes.
turn the camera.
All right, we'll start off with they're both equal.
Yes.
Right, well, for starters, I mean, it's difficult to show here, but the new Z4 is basically a gargantuan whale.
Well, it is and it isn't, because these, at the back of the cars are bang on level, and looking at the front, I would say the new one's about 4 inches longer.
Yeah, I did. It kind of looks bigger, but actually in the metal, I think it's wider.
The body line is higher, but the roof line's about the same.
Yeah.
And I love all the new sculpted lines of the new Z4, especially in the satin finish.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a fan of that kind of finish, as you know.
Yeah.
But it does kind of exaggerate the new styling, the new contour lines, which is fabulous.
No,
the only issue I do have, and I think we've mentioned this before, is the new grille.
Yeah.
The grille does shout Mercedes AMG GTR to me, but other than that, I think it's a beautiful looking car.
A bit more old school, obviously, on this one. But I mean, looking at the pair of them, I am really pleased that BMW have gone, you know, with regard to the roof. It's kind of back to what a Roadster should be on the new one. I mean, this one, being the Alpina, it is a little bit more blingy and special than the standard Z4s, or what the equivalent to that would have been. But I mean, you've got like the Alpina wheels on this, which do sort of stand out a bit. But interior-wise, I think there's going to be a slight difference.
Yeah, it is, you know, showing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's aged a little bit.
It is a bit like going into a museum in some ways, especially with the sat nav. But we don't worry about that. We can just use our mobile phone on the dash. But yeah, it's. I think this was really the sort of limit between modern cars and, you know, real old school, because you've still got electric heated seats. You know, it's all there. You've got climate control, all that kind of thing. It's the manual box, which you know, that's the classic recipe, really. And it's, I think, considering this is what, 15 years old. Yeah.
But you said the word classic, you see.
Yeah. Well. And for me, obviously, it's nostalgia, because you know, I remember when these first came out, and this was unattainable, and you know, now they're attainable. So there is that. I mean, it's I'd say it's still a very pretty car. From there, now let's go to the new one. They're slightly different, I would say.
Look at it.
Yeah.
See, I was getting concerned. We worked on a few of the later edition Mercedes, and their interiors have really upped the game. Now, I was a bit concerned. I'm a massive BMW fan, as you well know, that BMW were going to be left behind, but I do feel relieved after seeing the interior in this. I think the interior is spectacular. I really do like it. I
must say as well, it is. It looks a very, very special place to be.
Loving the new seats in this as well.
Yeah, it's glorious.